Okay then, Duncan, let's start first of all with the game that's coming up on Saturday. You won't be in the dugout. What's your thoughts of the ban that has come your way today?
Well, I'm just really annoyed about how in this day and age that, referees can't accept that when they've had a bad game, we can't have a go at them. If they have a go at us on the fourth official's forever in your dugout telling you to sit down and shut up and don't do this and don't do that. I may have said a few expletives to the referee because I was upset that he didn't protect my player. Not only did he not protect my player, the game didn't stop. I mean, we had a player sent off for that up at Gateshead. The lad's boots were high. And we even showed the referee the actual scarring on the lad's side, which I will send a photograph of that along with my report to the FA, because obviously I've received a letter from the FA, and some of the quotes that the referee put in, they're not quite true. There's some misdemeanors in there, and I'm going to make sure I get my point across. But I'm going to have to accept it because you're never going to win it. You're never going to win an appeal. They'll just shut shop. So basically, I'll accept it. I'll be probably up in the director's box on Saturday, but I'll be wide up to speak to Paul if I need to. I'll take the 1 match ban. I think I'll get a fine as well, so I'll have to accept that, and then not worry about that anymore now, and just worry about trying to get some more results.
There were no qualms about it as well, because Paul will do an excellent job for you in the dugout anyway, won't he?
Oh, absolutely. I've got total respect and for Paul's decision making and his conduct. To actually see Paul annoyed at a referee is very unusual, but he was as annoyed as what I was, but obviously I was the manager and I actually took the brunt for it. But that's what you do as a manager. But no, Paul's more than capable and competent to do that job in the dugouts, and he's well respected by the players as well. So no, we haven't got a problem like that. And I mean, let's be honest with you, a lot of managers do watch games from up in the director's box. I've never been one to do that. But I'll have to do that on Saturday.
Coming into this game on the back of the defeat at Crawley, given the resources that you had that night, was the overall view, despite the scoreline, you were pretty pleased with the way your players reacted to it all?
Without a doubt. I mean, you never, for those that went to watch the game, and again, I thank those, and there were a handful of fans that travelled all the way down there on a Tuesday night. I really do take my hat off to them. The tremendous support that is, from anybody, to do something like that, and I mean, we never got back till 2:30 in the morning, so God knows what time those people got back. But again, once again, I thank the fans. But no, I was really pleased with the actual determination and the willingness of the players to not let their heads go down. They knew they were going against the best team in the league, and they are where they are because they are the best team in the league. They've got the best players, I think, apart from Luton. They've got the best players in the league, and they paid a lot of money for that. So yeah, I'll take my hat off to the lads because. Had Louis Briscoe, when he broke through shortly after they scored their goal, and it bounced back out, and I thought Paul Connor's got a tap in and it goes over the crossbar. I just thought, that could have been a defining moment and changing moment in the game. But they moved us about. But they only scored. I mean, teams have gone down there and lost by a lot of goals. A lot of goals. And I think we did well, and we kept fighting. I mean, you look at my bench. On Monday I find out. I'm short of how many players? I mean, I've got 7-8 players out injured at the moment. Very unusual. There's something I could do about it. I had Precy on the bench and Fozzie on the bench and Alan Merritt on the bench. If I probably lost a fullback, I might have had to put Alan Merritt on as a fullback or Foz on a fullback. I might have to have done that. But lucky enough, we got through unscathed, and hopefully now I'm going to be with Jason. Jason's with the injuries at the moment, doing some treatments, and they're going down the gym. So I'll speak to him later on today and find out exactly who I have got for selection for Saturday.
But you feel the situation will be better for you on Saturday?
Couldn't be any worse. But no, I do. I think it will be a lot better. I'm also looking at other players at the moment in time. I'm talking about that at the moment. I brought a lad in from Scotland, St Johnson. He's a left back. Johnny Lindsay, I've been very impressed with him in training. Very quick, good size. He can actually double up as a left centre half as well. So there might be a possibility of bringing him in on loan. I'll be sorting that out today. And then Paul Hall's just in the office next door trying to sort another few bits and pieces out. So I might be able to have a bit more news for you tomorrow. So yeah, because obviously if these lads, if I can't get them back all 100% fit, there's lots of games to come up. We're not going to be able to do it with what we had against Crawley, week in, week out. We've got games where we've got a Tuesday game, a Thursday game. So we need to bring more players in. I know when I first came to the club we had to get rid of a lot of players. It just shows you sometimes you do need a big squad. We're just very, very unlucky to have so many injuries at the moment. but we'll try and put that right. Just bring a few more into add to the squad, and hopefully we'll be okay.
We've also brought back Conor Higginson. Yeah. You've also brought back Conor Higginson from Glatwall. That's to bolster the ranks as well, I suppose. Or he was coming towards the end of his loan spell anyway, wasn't he?
Well, not just to bring him back, just to bolster the numbers up, but to bring him back to give him a chance, because I've been so impressed with the young lad. You know, he trains with us day in, day out when he's not up at Glatwall, and he doesn't look out of place. And he scores some great goals, and I know he's got a good goal scoring record. So, you know, cometh the time for Conor Higginson. He's got a chance now of getting his debut for the Stags, and I think it's great. That is another local lad, and you know, I do rate him. I think he's got a great future, and I don't care what age he is. If he's good enough, he'll come on.
He's cup tied for Wembley, so you know that all that he's trying now and everything he'll be doing is not to get to Wembley, but it's because he wants to play for Mansfield Town Football Club. Oh,
he loves the club, doesn't he? You know, his whole life revolves around the club, and that's all he wants to do. You know, he's been itching to come back off his loan period, but obviously we had to stand by that. And now he comes back. He's fit. He's got a great attitude towards the game. He's still got to learn things in the game, but no, we're looking forward to getting him back. He'll be in training with us tomorrow, and who's to say he won't be involved on Saturday?
Richard and Diamonds on Saturday. What are you expecting from that one?
Well, that could be a good one, I think. It'll be a difficult game, I know, again, because they are a good side. I thought we were unlucky when we were down at their place. We had two great chances. Keegan Parker had a fantastic chance. Ashley Keynes had a good chance, and I think, not Ashley Keynes, I beg your pardon, I think Luke Medley had a good chance, didn't he? So I thought we should have come away at that day with something out of the game. But, you know, we've got to go again. We'll be trying, you know, I've said to the players, you know, go out and work the way you worked against Crawley, who are the best team in the league, and I'm sure so you'll get something out of the game on Saturday if you do that.
14th in the table, it's not good enough really, is it, at the moment?
No, it's not. I would like to be further up the table, and I would, but we've had games where we should have come away with wins and we didn't. You do slip down the table, but you know, at the end of the season, if you finish where you were last season and you didn't get a trip to Wembley, if you finish 14th this season and you go to Wembley, who's had the best season?
I know you don't like to talk about Wembley a lot, but there's been a couple of developments this week. The tickets have gone on sale. Yeah. 5,500 sold in 2 days. That's a remarkable achievement, isn't it, at the moment?
Yeah, I think it's tremendous. It just shows you how, you know, the town are going to get round, and the fans of this football club that want to go to Wembley and enjoy the day. It's been 24 years since they've done that. I think it's just great for everybody involved with the football club and the town itself. And you know, I hope it's going to be a great day for them. Like I say, you know, we've worked hard. We've got to get through all those games. We've had some difficult games along the way. Some, you know, a couple of games where you've had to go to replays, and we've managed to do that. And now we've got the just rewards. We're going to Wembley on the 7th of May, and I'm looking forward to it.
I love the way your eyes gleam and the smile just goes on your face when you mention that.
Yeah, well, because I mean, I was talking to Steve Evans at Crawley, and you know, he just thinks with what we've got, he thinks we've done a sterling job. Not me personally, but the players as well. He was talking about how, you know, he had a team that finished 9th last season, and now look at him this season. He said he wouldn't have thought that would have happened for him this season. But it just shows you how things change very quickly in football. And he just said he's going to be at the game on the 7th of May, and I just make sure to put a few good comments out for us, which I'm sure he will, because I actually doing it on well with Steve.
The other thing, I don't know if you're a big hip-hop R&B fan, but of course the new Mansfield Town single is out for the Wembley thing. Have you heard it yet?
I heard a little bit on one of the players' iPhones the other day, and I wondered who it was, to be honest. I don't know who said it, but no, I will actually. I'll spend some time and go on the net and listen to it. So I don't want to be caught out not knowing the words.
It's great though, isn't it, that that's happening? It's a Wembley tradition that's been lost with the big sides a little bit, hasn't it? But it still grows with fans at this level. Absolutely.
I mean, you know, to get to any trophy it's a great achievement. But to go and do it at Wembley is a marvellous achievement, and you know, I just hope the players, the fans and the town get out on the day and really have a great day.
We're going to test you next week if you know the words to the song.
Okay, that's no problems, I'll work on it.
Any chance of other players before the weekend? Obviously you say you're at it now. So.
Yeah, we're on it now. That's why obviously I'm coming today for a few things, but that's one of the other things. So I'm probably going to procure the left back today, I hope, you know, fingers crossed. I'll speak to his agent last night. Looking at a couple of forwards. I'm just trying to get a forward in from. I spoke to Pescalido, trying to get a forward in from Burton, but Burton are in a bit of a dogfight themselves, so that, you know, that Pesky's not in a position to put his players out. But there's a few other irons in the fire. But I can mention those players because obviously one I can't get, one I've procured, and you know what I'm like about mentioning other players. I don't mention anything. I don't want to get gazumped again. So no, we're working on it again today.
And what is it like being? I mean, I suppose you've been training with the fellas pretty much all season, so you've been keeping around the place a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I've never left the building. You know, I've trained hard, and you know, I've trained every day. I've remained full time, so I know the lads. You know, I know the way they play. I know the way they train, and you know, it's obviously give me an insight of what conference football is like training with them lads. So you know, I'm obviously well prepared, and we'll just see how it goes.
Have you seen a change in focus as well since the move from David Holdsworth to Duncan Russell in charge?
I have, yeah. There's been quite a few changes. The lads, they're a lot more relaxed, but you know, they're just as focused. And you know, I think with Duncan Russell coming into full-time charge with Paul Hall, I think that can only be a good thing. And it's what I wanted as a player, you know, because I think I'll be able to get an opportunity under them. 10
games to go. It looks like the playoffs are too far away now for Mansfield. What do you think Mansfield can achieve in these last 10 games?
Well, I think, you know, if we can get some positive results, you know, and give something the fans to shout about, you know, I mean, it's been a bit negative for the last couple of games. But, you know, if we can turn that around, you know, it's not mathematically impossible to reach the playoffs, you know, so as long as that's still on, you know, we've still got a lot of hope for it. But, you know, we'll just see how it goes, and, you know, if we can get maybe 5 out of 10 wins, that'd be superb.
And an appearance or 2 or 10 for Conor Higginson.
That would be nice, yeah. You know, hopefully I'd like to play a part in all the games that are remaining. But you know, it's not the end of the world if, you know, I miss 1 or 2, because that's the way the squad goes with the squad rotation. But you know, I'm really looking forward to it.
Having kind of come back here, then do you feel that this is really the start of your Mansfield Town career? I mean, I know you've been here for a little while, but the actual start of it now.
Yeah, you're right. You know, I was very young the first time I was available for selection for the first team, and you know, I was a bit naive, and you know, the way I was training, you know, I was very erratic, and you know, I was getting too excited. But you know, now I know how to remain professional, and you know, I know what I've got to do to compete for a place, and you know, I'm just really excited about being available again.
Conor, you mentioned there about the change in management and the fact that you kind of approved of that. Is that down to the fact that you think you might get more of a chance under Duncan? I mean, obviously he's given likes of Tom Naylor a chance this season. The young, you know.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he gives young lads a chance, and you know, that's what I believe in. And you know, I feel like if he is to give me a chance, you know, I won't let him down. Obviously, when David was in charge here, there was a lot more pressure on the youngsters to develop, and you know, it was you know, you were sort of scared to play. Yeah. But you know, with obviously the gaffer in charge now, you know, he creates a relaxed environment, and you know, I'm obviously really excited to play now. So,
did you feel you were never going to get a chance under David?
I wouldn't say I'd never get a chance. You know, I think he wanted me to grow up a bit. You know, he wanted me to become more physical, because that's the sort of players he liked. But you know, I mean, under Duncan Russell, I think I'll get a chance.